Hello, my Leo friends, and thank you for tuning in. Karen Barney bringing you your general reading for February of 2021. What's going on for my Leo friends? What do they need to know? How do they navigate February well and come out shining? What do they need to know to get through February well? Leos, please. The World. What's going on for my Leos in February? The Ten of Swords. Well, most definitely a chapter closing and ending, maybe closing the door on some bitter disappointments, my Leo friends. The Three of Swords, definitely bitter and sad times. Closing the door on those, finishing them. What's going on, my Leos? Some difficulty here. Eight of Cups. Are you cutting your hair to spite your face, biting your nose to spite your face? You've got to settle it. You've got to settle it, Leos. And the Hierophant. So there may, in fact, be a commitment that you are, and the Two of Cups is out as well. It jumped right out. Here's the Eight of Swords. So you doubt whether or not this commitment, this relationship is finished. If it has an option, there is most definitely a connection. The Devil. Seven of Pentacles. So feeling a little bit obligated to make choices based on what you feel should be next. Now, endings, difficulty and difficulty, settling things, committing to settling things for the sake of this relationship. What's happening? Leos. The World. What chapter are you closing? Have you looked at it differently and decided that, you know what, I'm finished with this here? I think you've spent some time in reverie. You may have even, done a couple of things out of spite to finish it directly for you. Tell me about the World card here, please. What does it mean to my Leo friends? I think you saw whatever it is coming. Here's the Ten of Swords. There is most definitely a difficult, painful, sorrowful, mournful ending here, my Leos. How do you get past it? Do you just put it out of your mind? Do you recommit, or do you commit to a new or different relationship despite the doubts, despite the fears? Do you do it out of obligation because you feel like you put so much effort in, you need to take the next logical step? Well, I assure you, Leos, that you are the ones that are in control here. Here's the Sun. So how are you going to be changing this direction? You're definitely working on it, trying to settle things. Tell me about the World and the Ten of Swords. Thank you. Leos, the Knight of Wands, looking to change things. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to do this anymore. You have hurt me here, and I am cutting off perhaps communication, contact, a commitment, but the connection remains. The connection remains. I think your fears are that you can't maintain this ending, that you cannot really commit to putting it behind you, Leos. What are the changes that need to be made in order for you to come through this? The King of Cups, that's Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, cool, calm, and collected on the outside, very supportive and sensitive and compassionate energy here, kind of a father figure, someone that's really, going to say, hey, attaboy, attagirl, good job, but really doesn't want to get involved in the drama. So this may be you kind of withdrawing from everything that's been going on and settling it in your own mind, but the connection and the commitment are still there, my Leo friends. So how is the Three of Swords? What is the painful, difficult situation you have been through, Leos? The Hierophant, it was a commitment. So there was a betrayal in a commitment. Now, this could be relationship-based. The Two of Cups does not have to be romantic, but it certainly feels like there was a commitment, a marriage, a concrete perception of what the relationship meant to both sides. Now that Hierophant is Taurus energy, And it is, you know, a little bit of a stubborn energy. It's based in structure, so the structures in your life are changing. There's something that's coming to an end, and it was a bitter disappointment. But you now need to look toward the future, because your ships, they are in the harbor. They are coming in, and despite these obligations and the fact that things have not paid off the way you want them to, you are still optimistic and looking toward better options to be comfortable and create the independence and security, abundance and legacy for maybe a family unit, but most definitely for yourself. The transformation and the courage, there you are again, my Leo friends, the strength card, you know, coming in for you here. But you know, it's a matter of perception here, and I think you have had enough of whatever the difficulty is, and now you're looking toward your future. You know, you might have had to cut your hair to finish this and be done with it and get rid of any of the toxicity in your life, and now looking toward the future. You know, it's a waiting game, my friends. You may in fact be in limbo, not sure which way you're going. The disappointment, the betrayal, and the commitment, both still on the table. And your doubts are based in the obligations, not in your hope, but in the obligations. So change that. That may be where the perspective is changed here with the Hanged Man, and looking at things from all different perspectives. And I'm not saying you can see why the betrayal happened, but I think that you have compassion for the participants and what may have happened to cause them to make those decisions that were painful to you. But the Sun card here, the Leo energy, you are in fact going to be making choices for your best interest. Perhaps if there are children, for the best interest of the children. But most definitely, you know, I think that you're operating from a place of fear, and that's not a comfortable place to make these important decisions from. So let's examine this Hierophant again, Taurus energy. He's out here twice, so very stubborn energy on the table, faith-based, and a lesson, a learning experience for you here. And as much as you tried not to get involved, I think that you've just like thrown your hands up in front of your face and said, I'm not going to do this anymore. I don't want to do it. It hurts. It hurts too much that way, and it also hurts too much this way with the relationship, because the trust, I think, has changed. The level of trust and maybe even communication has changed. Tell me about this relationship here. The Two of Swords and the Hierophant, please, for the Leos. The Six of Cups. Well, there may be children involved in this. It may even be a situation of the past that comes back to haunt you, comes back to tempt you and draw you into that lust and passion and, you know, the real connection that you may crave. It is sincere, but the question is, can you get past the betrayal that was, everything else that's happened? And I think you thought you washed your hands of this, but it's back, my friends, if that's the case. Tell me about the Hierophant, please, for my Leo friends. Thank you. The Ace of Pentacles. You may be willing to commit to it again, to try this road one more time. The Ace of Pentacles is starting fresh, starting from one, starting from the beginning again. Queen of Swords. Trying to sort through your feelings, trying to make a judgment call and looking at the facts and looking at it logically, but you know, the heart is involved here. So how does the Queen of Swords make that analytical decision? She goes with her gut, a judgment call. So which way are you going? And there it is again, the Two of Cups. I would say to you, my friends, if there is a relationship that has returned, or a relationship that has taken a turn for the better after a very difficult time, open your heart here. Try and trust. Okay, I do think there is still an intense passion there. And a comfort factor too. It is comfortable, even though you know that there have been some wrongdoings and felt a little bit discouraged or betrayed even by this situation in the past. I think you are open to trusting it again. This is the Moon deck. Let's see what it has to say. What's going on for the Leos? The Leos, please. February of 2021. Now don't forget, Mercury's in retrograde through the first, I want to say, half or maybe 2/3 of February. Movement awakens my creative spirit. So get out in nature and do something good for yourself. Get out and take a hike, dance, move, howl at the full moon, and do whatever you need to do to spark some life back into your light, your creative spirit. Now, if this has been a difficult ending and a betrayal here in a relationship, it's come back around. It's given you a second chance to look at this. And can you trust it? Can you trust it? I think you're going to choose the very best options for you and what makes you comfortable. And it may be about creating a little bit more independence, a little bit more security before this relationship transforms into the new beginning and the passion, oh my goodness, and the fulfillment that you, I think, have been hoping for. The Six of Swords, you're going to spend some time treading water, keeping your head above water until you can really learn to trust that the bottom is not going to fall out again, my Leo friends. I do hope this finds you well. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you, your comments. Keep those comments coming. I love reading the comments. Don't forget, like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you'd like to connect with me, all of my details are in the description box below. Thanks so much, and we'll speak to you again tomorrow.